Yo, what's up, everybody? It's springtime, and we out here harvesting curly dock. Yes, I told y'all from some other videos. This is the edible weeds you might see in your backyard growing on the side of the road, which I don't recommend eating because of all the roadway wash off. You don't want oil in your plants, but this is what curly dock will grow up to look like, and it starts seeding. But this is what the leaves look like. Okay, you'll see it also. You'll see it in a smaller form like this. They start out like this. But wherever you've disturbed the ground and put some dirt down, especially I find that when you put pine needles down, okay, as landscaping over the dirt, you just get curly dock growing everywhere. So that might be the ticket. If you don't have any growing, go get you some pine needles. If you on the East Coast side, and they sell these, or you have forests with pine trees dropping these everywhere, go get you some. Scrape the grass off an area, right? And then put this pine straw, put the pine needles down. You're going to get all kind of other weeds too. All kind of stuff growing. But some of this stuff has medicinal purposes. And then also, curly dock tastes good, highly nutritious, and you don't need no seeds to grow it. It just grows by itself. So my daughter's over there cut that one, honey. We need that one for the soup. Go ahead, cut it. Go, chop now. Put it in the bowl right here. Right here. Yes, get over there. There you go. So teaching your young ones how to find food is paramount. Look at this. My wife went around the yard and we got that much curly dock that quick, and we got tons of this stuff growing all over the place. All over the place. Food everywhere. I'm gonna show you some more. All right, guys, I want to show you another edible vegetable right here. This is called white clover. You see these? Okay, you're going to see the little arrowhead shape on the leaf. Let me get close enough. See that little arrowhead? That's how you can know that it's the right leaf, the right edible. See all the leaves down here? Now, these just grow as weeds on the side of the road in your yard. Some people are putting weed killer on it and kill this because they don't want it in their yard. So this is food. All this is food, guys. Let me get close so you can see the leaves. We're going to cut some of these, and we're eating that today with a lot of this curly dock. So we're going to be eating the clover, the actual flower, because it's highly nutritious, as well as the leaf right here. And let me show you some more how these leaves grow. And they just look like weeds everywhere, okay? So if you cut the grass, you won't see them. So here's some more of the actual leaves, and they're all in here. The flowers haven't come up from these yet. So you'll see those leaves everywhere. There's some big ones over here. And this is, I had pine straw on the side of this hill, and then when it rains, it washes down, and then you start getting all this curly dock leaves growing. You'll get these growing, okay? You're gonna get all this white clover all back here. These big ones back here, that's all growing. This is white clover. I mean, it's everywhere. It's all down in here. Some of this stuff is not edible. It may be, but I don't know about it, so I don't mess with nothing that I don't know you can eat. But all of this right here, all this white clover, that's all food. And then as you can see, this little curly dock, these are growing everywhere. We're gonna have a hillside of just curly dock growing up everywhere. There's another, my wife spotted another vegetable over here that she doesn't know the name of, but we're gonna find it first and make sure. But it's this one right here. Kind of looks like curly dock. We got to find the English name. What's the Vietnamese name? Made. This is called Made. So if you're Vietnamese and you're in America and you know the English name to this, let me know. We're going to try to look it up in our edible guide book and find out what it is. But until then, you know, we'll let it sit here and grow till we determine that we know for sure what that is. She knows what it is, but we're going to find the English version and make sure before we eat anything. So let's check this out. So here's a dandelion, right? Looks like this. The dandelions will always have the dandelion leaves down here at the bottom. So don't eat nothing that looks like yellow like a dandelion, because there's some poisonous stuff out there too. If it don't have those leaves at the bottom, like they look like this, here, dandelion leaves. If they don't have this at the bottom, we're not eating it, okay? These should be dandelion leaves as well back here. See that one? This one? Just the dandelion hasn't come up yet. Some of this is, of course, weeds and stuff growing over stuff. But when you spot it, that's how I mean, when you're out in the wild, you're not going to have the luxury of having the grass cut so you can spot the edibles. You just got to be looking for this stuff. So just like I said before, you got food all over the place. It's food all in your yard, possibly. It's food everywhere growing in the wild. You just got to know what it looks like, and you don't even have to know how to prepare it, y'all. It's really about, because you can eat all of your wild edible stuff. That stuff is just natural, so you can just eat it. You don't have to cook it or process it. That's the whole point. You wouldn't have the availability necessarily all the time to cook stuff as you would traditionally cook it. And like I said in another video, that's how a lot of us are going to, well, not me, but that's how a lot of people are going to succumb to any type of shortages that may pop up in the near future. And I know some people are like, yo, them are happening right now. I get it, but I'm not going to mention them words no more, because I'm not going to bring that energy to me. I'm not going to bring it to my household. I'm going to keep being positive, keep giving y'all messages of the good information and messages of, you know, motivation, inspiration and stuff. And we just going to keep it moving. But I just wanted to let y'all know, right there by my RV, I let those weeds grow on purpose, because I know what's coming up. I know all of this is food. So this is all food. So when you see these right here, the white clover, just know you can pick these and eat these. They're so nutritious. You don't even have to eat that much of this stuff. Your body is needing the nutritional content from the food. We in America, we just like the taste of stuff. We don't really care too much about nutritional content. We vibing on taste. And that's what's gonna get a lot of folks in trouble, because you won't see that as food. You'll just see that as weeds, basically. So I just wanted to show you guys that, let you know there's food everywhere. If you know what to look for, get that wild foraging book that I was telling you about for the East Coast, if you're on the East, for the West Coast, if you're on the West, and if you're in the Midwest, find one for the Midwest, because you got different versions of different stuff going on all over the place. Don't cut your weeds, folks. Don't cut your weeds. Weeds are food. Most weeds are food. We also just got a grape tree growing. Let me show you this real quick. Right back here, some type of grape. It might be muscadine growing right here. There again, it might be seeds in this, have to be seeds that was in this pine straw that I get from the woods over here. I just scrape it off the forest floor, and we have muscadines that grow. Let me show you this. I got muscadines that naturally grow over here. So somehow these seeds, they're blowing from trees, they're floating around, and they land, and they must be landing in the pine straw material, because see all these vines right here, a lot of this stuff here, all this viney stuff, well, it's going to turn into muscadine. See all those vines right there? We get muscadines off of these, and they should start popping out here pretty soon, but that just naturally grows like that. There's some other, you got to spot the leaves though. Make sure because you'll actually see the muscadines, you'll see them growing. And we had some last year and they tasted pretty good. But on all these trees, once these vines start popping out and these little leaves start popping out, you'll see exactly what they are. And then you got muscadines growing on a lot of these vines that are hanging from these trees. And all of this viney stuff right here, see those leaves? A lot of times you're gonna get muscadines growing off of there, all over the place. So if you know what to look for, there's food everywhere. And like I said, y'all, hey, y'all look up pine nuts. You get the pine trees, not the cedar trees like this, not that one, but pine nuts from pine trees, from the pine cone at a certain time of year. And I forget what time it is, but you get those pine cones when they're closed. See, when you get a pine cone and it's opened up, it done already dropped the pine nuts out. They already fell out. You're looking at a pine cone that's already dropped the seeds or whatever. So if you get those at the right time, you can get the pine nuts out of them, out of the pine cones. You can roast the pine nuts, salt them and eat them. You don't even have to salt them. You can just eat them. I don't know if you knew that or not. And then on pine trees, the pine needles, when they're still in the tree, you can soak those or even boil those in hot water and get the extract from the pine needles, and it turns into pine tea. It's supposed to be high in vitamin C, real high in natural vitamin C. So just look that up, vet the information I'm telling you about. You ain't got to take my word for it. Go look up pine tree tea, and then look up pine nuts, look up white clover, look up curly dock. My two favorites, those two right there, white clover and curly dock, because it'll just be growing everywhere. You know, they'd be growing everywhere without any assistance. Now, these are springtime pickings, except for the curly dock. It will go up close to winter time. We had curly dock the whole year. Like, it just grows naturally. And then if you move the plants around, like if you see one or two and you dig the roots up and move them to an area where you got more dirt that's open without grass on it, you'll if you let that thing start seeding, next thing you know, that next year you'll have curly dock growing all up over your property. I mean, curly dock just blossoms. You don't need no fertilizer. You don't have to water it. You don't have to worry about the bugs. They eat some, right? But it's so much of it. I guess the bugs be like, yo, this is everywhere. But when they plant that lettuce, I don't get that all the time. So I'm going to eat that one up in the garden. They ain't messing with that curly dock too much. You ain't got to put no pesticides on it. You ain't got to do nothing. Nuffing, nothing to curly dock. We about to eat some today. Here's those vegetables we picked earlier in this dish my wife made with some brown rice noodles, peanuts, tomatoes, cucumber, all those stuff you saw her pick. Here it is, right here. It's all up in here. But that's how you can turn a veggie dish into, something really, really, really juicy and good. So there's some of that white clover I was showing you about. It's in the salad too. About to eat that. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Nutrition right there. Boom. So instead of boiling the curly dock, my wife decided to saute it, and she put some vegetable protein. I know y'all think that looks like meat, but I'll show you the package of that so you'll know what it is and you can get some. But that's the little stuff that looks like meat. That's vegetable protein. I think there's some garlic in here somewhere cut up. And what else? So this is the vegetable protein I was telling you about. And if you read it's gluten-free, vegan, high protein. Basically, I think it's some type of soy, if I recall. But it's got instructions on the back, so on and so forth. It's like a meat substitute. So if you like meat, it's like little granules, if you can see it here. If you soak it in water, it's dehydrated, so when you soak it in water, it ends up looking similar to this little stuff. You can make vegan tacos with it, so on and so forth. So that's a pretty cool product. It's Bob's Red Mill TVP, textured vegetable protein. Get that at your local store possibly, or order it online. It's pretty cool. It's good eating right there. So, like I said before, ain't no cows growing out the ground. I said on the live last night, somebody caught it, thought it was funny. I said, ain't no chickens growing out the dirt. Ain't no cows growing out the dirt. Ain't no pigs growing out the dirt. So when all that stuff is gone and you just got some dirt to deal with, you better know what's coming out the dirt. You say daughter nature, daughter earth, but I'm going to just use the old phrase, mother nature. It's supposed to be mother universe, daughter Earth. But I'm going to just say it for the sake of semantics. Mother Nature provides. See, if you want to use the subscription words, the other words, God provide, the Most High, Mother Nature, whatever, Buddha, whatever, Allah, whatever you want to say. Okay, I'm well with all of y'all's different versions, because we all in our process trying to get to the end of the process. So everybody got their journey. So y'all out there to be messing with other people's journeys and talking against their journey, shame on you. You had to do what you had to do to get to where you are now. So whatever knowledge you have on the subjects that you hold dear to your heart, that's part of your process. Let people do their process. Stop arguing with folk all the time. But anyway, I went to meddling. Look, food is everywhere. The Most High provides all out here and all this stuff. But you got to know knowledge. You got to know what's out there in order for it to be food. So, yeah, they shut the store down. They do this, they do that. They can't stop you from going in your backyard and picking out some weeds and eating them. Unless they, just take you totally. But I'm just saying, if you were comfortable and confident in your ability not only to detect real food coming out of the real earth, that's U-R-F, earth. If you were able to do that, okay, you would see real quick that ain't no food shortages. Ain't no food shortages whatsoever popping in and around you. This stuff grows everywhere that I'm showing you. Everywhere. Yeah, it might be a little boring, but you will not be starving. Yeah, it might not be greasy pan fried, but you won't be starving. Oh, it won't have a bunch of sauce on it and all this juicy, sugary, salty, high blood pressure, high sugar, low sugar stuff in it. But you will not be hungry. Hongry, hungry. Okay, there's a difference between hungry, that's a country, and hungry. That's brother man on the corner need a sandwich. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. But this was a quick video. Just wanted to show you some stuff real quick. Again, a reminder. And this is what we got to get, so we don't have to be threatened by the shortages. And there is a solution. The earth already gave the solution. It's already here. It's not even something new. We just been culturally manipulated and assimilated into a whole nother thing that doesn't factor in. That is food. And that is the truth. TRUFF'. This is Major, and I appreciate y'all. Hit the like, subscribe button down below. I got my links as usual. Download them links, if you appreciate the channel. And like always, this is Major Gardner signing off for another kind of cool video. Peace.